So you are looking at Walter Lord, the author of the book A Night to Remember. And this book was supposed to be a factual account of the sinking of the Titanic. Now, most likely, Walter Lord is a woman. And notice the titles and the names that they give these fake people. Lord. Well, anyhow, we're going to explore one on the Titanic by the name of Edith Russell, who was Edith Rosenbaum. And we're going to talk a little bit about her musical pig. Well, let's join Walter Lord, and that would be probably about 1955 or 56 when the book came out. But in the video, you will see an older Walter Lord.
Crisis and climax, and she later went into the theater business herself, but she lost her husband and boy. She got one of the last lifeboats, in fact, the last lifeboat. She could see what I was looking for, the little things. She was at the same time a good reporter. She was almost to the end. Captain Smith saw her at one point on the bridge when the ship was almost beamed down. And he said, "What are you doing still here?" Because he knew her from being a prominent passenger. And she walked from the starboard side of the port side through the bridge. I think she's probably the last passenger to see Captain Smith. Because she left only 15 minutes after her lifeboat left, the ship went down. Oh, she was one of the...
Now take a look at Edith Russell. Edith Rosenbaum. I would say that's the skull of a man.
There's a student that I had. Her name was Edith Russell. She was a perfectly wonderful person. She was a fashion stylist, she called herself. Her name was Rosenbaum at the time. She was Edith Rosenbaum. And she had been to Paris for the spring collections of dresses, fashion, and style. And her business was a little bit borderline. She made quick sketches of them, brought them back to New York to the designers, but she sold them. So she had a sort of running trade back and forth across the Atlantic. She was on board with a separate cabin full of dresses and so on. The one thing she had was virtually no value, which she cherished, was a little music box pig, which was a lucky symbol. She had been in an automobile accident, had survived, and father gave her this. Told her it was a lucky talisman to take it with her wherever she went. Pigs in France bring you luck. Edith Russell was firmly convinced that it brought her luck, that she wouldn't dream of doing anything without the pig being along. So when the Titanic was sinking and she was out on the boat deck, waiting to get into the boat, she suddenly realized she didn't have her pig. And she was very hesitant, and a steward came up to her at that time. Stewards being very solicitous people on ships. They'll do anything for you. And this steward proved it by going back to Edith Russell's cabin and getting for her the pig, this pig. And so when he came back, he was wrapped in a blanket, and it was such a big bulging thing that in the half-light of lowering the boats, a sailor took it and threw it into the boat and told Edith to follow it. He thought it was a baby. And he said, "There's your baby, follow it." So Edith did follow it, and therefore she claims was saved by the pig.
So look at his face. He's really enjoyed telling you this bit of nonsense. People are supposedly dying. It's a life and death situation, and she says, "I don't have my pig." One little added feature bonus is the pig was wrapped in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket. Now in the Bible, pigs were considered very, very unclean. In fact, the demons begged Jesus to be sent into the pigs. and the Gadarene demoniac in the Gospels. And Jesus will send the demons into the pigs. The pigs will go over the cliff of the hill and into the water and drown. And then the people in the area will tell Jesus, "Get out of here!" Because he ruined their business raising pigs in an area where the Jewish people were living. So it's a pun, a musical pig. Look at Walter Lord's face. He can't stop from laughing.
It's a musical pig, and she wound it up and played the Maximes for the children in the lifeboat. But most of the passengers in that boat that I found were just irritated by the pig, rather than thinking it was such a touching detail.
Edith Russell, Edith Rosenbaum then, also kept the telegrams she sent from the Carpathia.
Okay, so one further thing on the musical pig. It entertained the children in the lifeboats. Fake documents, sending messages from people that don't exist. Anyhow, that's the story of the musical pig on the Titanic. And it was a pig wrapped in a blanket. End of video.